again! 1, 2, 3, and this one's over. Alright everybody, welcome back to another edition here of Monday Night Raw. How are you all doing? My name is Dominic, of course, behind the commentary table, and I am ecstatic. I am excited to see what will transpire here on this groundbreaking episode of Raw. Now, of course, as you just saw during the recap on the last episode of Raw, we concluded it with a massive matchup between Lio Rush and Adam Cole. Okay, it was for the Universal title, and in my opinion, it was an incredible way to kick off this next year following WrestleMania on the Raw brand. However, following that matchup, okay, I know it was a very back and forth match. I assume a lot of people perhaps tuned out following that matchup, but I completely understand. Okay, it must have been such a thrilling matchup that you have to assume, due to the incredible exhaustion from both men, that nothing else can possibly happen to perhaps top that incredible matchup. Well, we saw it as Lio Rush was down on the ground. Brock Lesnar made his way out and apparently had a bit of a stare down with the leader of the Undisputed Era and the retaining Universal Champion. However, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be hearing from Adam Cole later on tonight, because tonight we're kicking it off with, as you can probably guess, a dream match scenario. It's the leader of the Yes Movement. It is Daniel Bryan, one of the greatest technical wrestlers to ever step foot inside the confines of a squared circle. It's Daniel Bryan versus another man who is looking to lay claim to perhaps being one of the best technical wrestlers of his generation, one of the best wrestlers in general, 1/4 of the Undisputed Era, Kyle O'Reilly. And tonight, these two men are going to be battling. That's right, you heard me. These two high-profile athletes are going to be competing in that ring, and they are both going to be looking to enter the Money in the Bank ladder match. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the bell has rung, and it's an incredible way to kick off the show, and I can't wait to see what happens. Of course, we got a lot to get through, ladies and gentlemen, but first I want to talk about these two individuals who immediately started off with a collar and elbow tie-up. Daniel Bryan looking to gain the early advantage here, but Kyle O'Reilly looking to take it away from him. Okay, Daniel Bryan suffered a massive loss at WrestleMania to the current NXT champion Keith Lee, as Daniel Bryan takes him down with an arm drag. And speaking of Keith Lee, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to point out that something did happen earlier on in the evening before the show. However, before we get to that, we're going to continue with this matchup as Kyle O'Reilly looks to continue on here tonight against Daniel Bryan. Of course, Kyle O'Reilly also suffered a loss alongside Roderick Strong last episode against the Usos. Of course, the Usos were looking to prove to the world that they are a top tag team, and they proved it on that night. However, Kyle O'Reilly is perhaps looking to prove to the world that he can be an incredible singles competitor when he wants to be. Okay, we are admittedly more familiar with his tag team work here on Monday Night Raw, alongside the likes of Bobby Fish, who you see in support of Kyle O'Reilly on the outside. Or, of course, with Roderick Strong, who he teamed with in the last episode of Raw. However, right now, Kyle O'Reilly can't focus on the Usos. He can't focus on anybody else. He has to focus on Daniel Bryan and what Daniel Bryan can do to him, as these two men are competing in a very back and forth matchup thus far. Both trying to perhaps get their footing in. Okay, they're in a bit of a feeling out process here. There's a lot of respect between these two backstage. They understand how good the other person is, as there you see Kyle O'Reilly takes him down with a backwards DDT, and Daniel Bryan now rolls to the outside. Of course, even though this matchup, ladies and gentlemen, has been a dream match for so many professional wrestling fans, I do want to point out that this is a matchup to determine who will be competing in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Of course, Daniel Bryan, last year, he won the Money in the Bank briefcase, cashed it in, and won the WWE title as Daniel Bryan tosses Kyle O'Reilly to the outside. And there you see now it's Bryan staring down at Kyle, following a similar exchange where the roles were reversed a few moments ago. Okay, Daniel Bryan, he's looking to replicate that Money in the Bank success. Will he be able to do it? We're going to have to find out if he can get the job done here against Kyle O'Reilly, as immediately he forces him to the mat. And now he's looking to tap him out here with Daniel Bryan working over the arm of Kyle O'Reilly. And O'Reilly's in a very terrible position here. Okay, he's in the middle of the ring. He can't reach the ropes at all. He's got to figure out a way to get out of this hold, as Bryan looks to work over the shoulder, but Kyle O'Reilly gets out of it. But immediately, you got to assume that that arm of Kyle O'Reilly must be an excruciating pain, and instead he uses that fancy footwork to take down his opponent with an enziguri. Going for the cover here, one. No, and only a 1 count. Okay, both men, ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned earlier on, are coming off of massive losses over the past few weeks. And you gotta think Kyle O'Reilly, wait a second, perhaps is looking to make up for that tag team loss, going for a cover. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. What a slam there by Kyle O'Reilly. And he flies to the outside with the suicide dive, wasting no time to continue the pace. Of course, Daniel Bryan, as I mentioned earlier, suffered a massive loss in his own right against Keith Lee at WrestleMania. He perhaps, as there you can see Kyle O'Reilly gearing up for something. Oh, God. And a nasty landing by Kyle. 1, 2, 3. No, and he gets the shoulder up, but Daniel Bryan, following that horrific landing by Kyle O'Reilly, must be in a lot of pain, as there you see Daniel Bryan quickly backs away from Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle giving him his space, perhaps, showing that respect, but he's showing Daniel Bryan as well that he is not going to take a loss just because Daniel Bryan may be in serious trouble, may be in serious injury here, or have suffered one at least, as Bryan gets taken down. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count again. And Daniel Bryan, ever since that knee off the top by Kyle, you can just see it in the way he's completely changed. Okay, he's barely getting any offense in here, as he, finally slams him down on the back of his head and back of his neck, but perhaps that may have been out of desperation, as he's trying to get the fans to fuel him through the course of this matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, leading a yes chant, as Daniel Bryan waits for him to get up, and now Kyle O'Reilly kicks him in the gut, takes him down with a brain buster, going for the cover. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. And I believe that knee, ladies and gentlemen, that knee off the top by Kyle may have landed on the back of his head, on the back of his neck. Of course, we all know the history with Daniel Bryan's head and neck issues, as Kyle O'Reilly, perhaps looking to exploit them, goes after the arm instead, however. But there you see, Daniel Bryan uses the other arm, goes for an Irish whip in his own right. However, Kyle O'Reilly catches him, pushes him down to the mat. And there you see the open palm strikes, and Daniel Bryan expertly protecting his head, expertly protecting his neck. However, right now, Kyle O'Reilly sees an opening, as he's looking to tap him out here, looking to tap him out with an arm bar. And Daniel Bryan, he just has to reach for those ropes, but he just can't do it. Kyle O'Reilly really working over the arm, working over the shoulder that we saw earlier on with Daniel Bryan, working over the shoulder of Kyle. But there you see now it's Bryan who gets out of the submission hold, puts Kyle O'Reilly perhaps in another one here, as he sets him up, and he's got him. Bryan's got him with the yes lock. Bryan's got him with the yes lock, and Kyle O'Reilly needs to reach, but Daniel Bryan, he's wrenching him back, making sure he can't reach the ropes. And Kyle may be in a world of hurt here. He may be seeing his Money in the Bank opportunities shift away from him. Okay, he wants to enter that ladder match so damn badly to the point where he was in that yes lock for at least 30 seconds, but he still gets out of it as Daniel Bryan strikes back with a few more in his own right. And Bryan now perhaps witnessing an opportunity, realizing an opportunity to gain some momentum here tonight against Kyle. But there you see Kyle O'Reilly gets thrown across the ring. Oh, but now it's Kyle O'Reilly who sends him back into the corner, and there you see working over the arm by Kyle O'Reilly. Some trademark O'Reilly offense as he works over the shoulder, works over the arm of the leader of the Yes Movement, but Daniel Bryan, wait a second! Daniel Bryan's got him again! Bryan in a second Yes Lock! Bryan's got him in a second Yes Lock here, Bobby Fish watching! Bobby Fish watching! Daniel Bryan wrenching on the back, wrenching on the upper back of Kyle O'Reilly, wrenching on the head, the neck, and he's trying to fight back, and he does with a brutal punch again. But Kyle O'Reilly's just taking two, count them, two separate Yes Locks by Daniel Bryan. Must be in a horrific amount of pain as he connects with the DDT. Off the middle turnbuckle. Could he have him here? 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. Okay, Daniel Bryan's whole WWE career can be summed up in well, his incredible comeback story. And it seems as though we're seeing another one here. As Kyle O'Reilly, he looks to be in a world of hurt. He looks to be in pain. He looks to be out of breath. He needs to be thinking about how to get back into this matchup. And perhaps he found a way with an Irish whip, catching him again, connecting. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. A full Nelson suplex one more time, but yet only a 2 count once again as Bryan kicks out. And there you see Kyle O'Reilly trying to rev himself up here, trying to gain some energy, trying to feel his blood pumping, his blood flowing through his entire body. But there you see, it's the midsection that gets a kick by Daniel Bryan, and a few more for good measure, and these two men are going back and forth here. I mentioned before, it's a dream match scenario, and we're witnessing it here tonight, and you're figuring out just why, as these two men, with their never say die attitudes, with their expertly clever maneuverings, are looking to brutalize each other here, and Kyle O'Reilly seemingly has an idea. And Bryan now, German suplex off the top turnbuckle. 1, 2, 3, no, and again he kicks out. And Bryan gets up, goes for a kick. However, now it's Kyle. Kyle looking to fight back here. Kyle continuing the momentum with those incredibly unique strikes by O'Reilly. 1, 2, 3, no, and again only a 2 count, and Daniel Bryan now still trying to fight back. He goes for a discus forearm. Kyle O'Reilly goes to catch him. Daniel Bryan and Kyle going back and forth here. Kyle O'Reilly back suplex, dropping him on the back of his head, on the back of his neck. My God, so many back and forth sequences, ladies and gentlemen, as Kyle, apparently upset of going for a pinfall predicament or a submission hold, instead seemingly has something in mind here, has him in the corner. Daniel Bryan perhaps looking to make him pay for it, but Kyle O'Reilly says, nah, that is not what he's doing. Instead, Kyle O'Reilly is putting him up on the top turnbuckle, looking to continue his plan, but Daniel Bryan perhaps looks to foil it, continues with the strikes, goes for another kick. Instead, it's Kyle O'Reilly now, catching him again, throwing him across the ring with a running forearm strike, and Daniel Bryan, who finds himself on the receiving end of so many strikes thus far in this matchup, is not looking too good. But there you see Kyle O'Reilly, the exhaustion into Kyle O'Reilly, as he goes up, goes for another knee! He goes for another knee! Instead he collapses, and Bryan immediately, realizing the weak point, goes after the legs! Kyle O'Reilly looking to drop the knee. Instead, he lands 1, 2, 3. No, and only a 2 count. He lands knee first into the mat. And now Daniel Bryan perhaps realizing that there is a weak point. Realizing that Kyle O'Reilly may have just suffered a serious injury. However, there you see, I mentioned before the respect between these two men. As Daniel Bryan waits for him to get up. Kyle O'Reilly, however, shows the world that he can stand on his 2 feet. Even if his knees are injured, he can still stand. However, it's that knee, ladies and gentlemen, that gets kicked by Daniel Bryan. And now it's the chest over and over again as the yes kicks commences. And another kick right to the side of the skull. And the cover, 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count again. But you gotta think, okay, no pun intended, but you gotta think Kyle O'Reilly, he's on wobbly legs. He's trying to stand. He's trying to get up. He's trying to fight back as Daniel Bryan has him. Oh, wait a second, goes after the arm. He goes after the arm. Oh, but Kyle O'Reilly looks to fight back here. Okay, the leader of the Yes Movement leading a chorus of yes chants before being taken down with another brain buster. 1, 2, 3. No, and again. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you're unaware, this is still the first matchup of the evening, and these two are putting on an absolute clinic. These two WrestleMania-worthy competitors are showing the world why they are just that as Daniel Bryan takes them down with a backwards DDT. Kyle O'Reilly, however, showcasing his heart, his determination as he gets back up almost immediately. And now, wait a second, catching him in the Regalplex. 1, 2, 3, and out of nowhere, Kyle O'Reilly catches Daniel Bryan in the Regalplex. Kyle O'Reilly beats Daniel Bryan. Holy hell, what a match. Holy hell, what a match to kick off what is set to be an incredible episode of Monday Night Raw. These two men, ladies and gentlemen, just showed the world what a dream match looks like. Okay, you look at your wrestling journalists and you wonder, what is the criteria of a 5-star match? You just witnessed it as Daniel Bryan and Kyle O'Reilly just showed the world why they are two of the best, as Kyle is looking to enter the Money in the Bank ladder match. However, ladies and gentlemen, I want to turn your attention to something from earlier tonight. Well, as you just heard, everybody, from Lio Rush earlier tonight, apparently he decided to walk up towards Keith Lee and perhaps warn him of his next challenger for the NXT title in Bobby Lashley. However, speaking of champions, ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned it earlier on, Adam Cole, the current Universal Champion, will have something to say, perhaps, in regards to what transpired last episode with him and Lio Rush, or with him and Brock Lesnar. However, right now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to turn your attention to the main event of the evening, as Sasha Banks is looking to take on Asuka, following Asuka being brutally attacked by both Banks and Bayley. However, right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to find out if these two women can put on a hell of a clinic like we just saw between Kyle O'Reilly and Daniel Bryan, as Charlotte Flair looks to go one-on-one with Toni Storm. Okay, this is another Money in the Bank qualifying matchup, this time for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, of course. There are going to be 3 competitors from Raw, 3 competitors from SmackDown in both ladder matches. So it seems as though Raw is looking to pile on the Money in the Bank ladder match with some incredible talent. Okay, we have the choice of Kyle O'Reilly or Daniel Bryan a few moments ago, and now 2 more incredible competitors, this time in the women's division, representing Raw, Toni Storm or this woman, Charlotte Flair. Okay, these 2 have proven to be very valuable and interesting talents since joining Raw over the last year, with Charlotte Flair joining mere months before WrestleMania and proving to be a hell of a commodity after being traded over to Raw. However, right now, Charlotte is perhaps looking to make more headlines here in our match against Toni Storm in this Money in the Bank qualifying matchup. Wait just a second! Io Shirai with a kendo stick? What the hell? Okay, well, Io Shirai apparently deciding to attack Toni Storm during her entrance. Okay, Storm obviously being prepared for this matchup against Charlotte, and it looks like she wasn't prepared for this as Io Shirai gets a few elbows right to the stomach, right to the gut by Toni Storm, and Storm nonetheless trying to fight back, but Io Shirai and Toni Storm now in a brawl at the top of the ramp, as now Io sends her crashing down. What the hell is Io Shirai even doing? Because she promised on the last episode of Raw that she would be the next top star here on Raw, but I didn't think, I didn't expect her to do this. As Io now picks up Toni Storm and throws her into the barricade. Oh god, and then bounces her skull off the barricade again. And Toni Storm has just been sent into the ring, ladies and gentlemen. It seems though Charlotte has just told the referee to ring the bell. The match has started, but Charlotte now kicks her in the stomach. Charlotte, natural selection connecting, and Toni Storm has just been robbed. 1, 2, 3, and Charlotte is going to Money in the Bank. Well, it seems as though the Money in the Bank ladder match, ladies and gentlemen, now has Charlotte Flair added to the mix, but it seems as though she can thank Io Shirai for that. I'm not entirely sure why the hell Io just came out here as Charlotte celebrates the victory. Well, I'm being told right now, ladies and gentlemen, okay, somebody backstage has decided to catch up with Io Shirai, so what the hell? Why did Io Shirai just do that? Really? Okay, well, I guess Io Shirai has decided to use Toni Storm as an example. An example of I guess, her destruction, as she puts it. Okay, we all knew Io Shirai was a very dangerous competitor, but I didn't expect this random attack by Io Shirai. Okay, she had no business getting involved in that matchup, ladies and gentlemen. I do not condone what just happened. However, hopefully, we can get back on course here, as it's time for another matchup. Okay, this one, I'll admit, not necessarily with the same stakes as a Money in the Bank qualifying match that Toni Storm was just robbed of, as Charlotte is going to be entering the Money in the Bank ladder match. However, right now, this man, the former United States Champion, Shinsuke Nakamura, is going to go up against Robert Roode, the Glorious One himself. Now, this is Roode's first match on Raw since, well, he's been linked with SmackDown over the past few years, okay? Every draft we've seen Robert Roode being drafted over to SmackDown. He made SmackDown his home, and now we're going to find out what he can do on the red brand as Shinsuke Nakamura is going up against this world-class athlete in Robert Roode. Okay, Nakamura, he's made it perfectly clear backstage that he wants his rematch for the United States Championship. Okay, the rumors and speculation have been true. Shinsuke Nakamura has been just aching for another chance to compete against Roderick Strong for the U.S. title. However, right now he's got to worry about Robert Roode, and perhaps a victory for Nakamura here tonight could lead to a potential rematch down the line. Robert Roode, however, he's also got to be thinking about his own stock here on Raw. He's got to be thinking that he wants a massive victory here against the former United States Champion, because a victory over Shinsuke Nakamura could spell big things for him here on Raw. Only a 1 count as Nakamura won. No, wait a second. And now it's Robert Roode. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. Okay, a sequence of reversals there. Both men trying to get a victory. But there you see it's Robert Roode catching him with a backstabber. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. And immediately right out of the gate, Robert Roode has Shinsuke Nakamura down on the mat. But Nakamura nonetheless gets back to his feet. He's the king of strong style because of those well-educated feet, those knees, those elbows that he's used to destroy so many competitors. But now it's Robert Roode showcasing his own skill with his back elbows to get out of that hold. Whatever Nakamura had in mind, had him up in the fireman's carry position. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count again. Okay, Robert Roode, former Intercontinental Champion. I will admit, over the last year, we haven't seen too much success from Robert Roode. And perhaps he may be coming to Raw with a new attitude. Okay, perhaps with a new mean streak, as he throws him against the announce table. And he's doing a fairly good job here against Shinsuke Nakamura, who hasn't really gotten any sort of strikes in. But now it's Robert Roode taking advantage of the environment around the ring. Using the announce table, using, the barricade, now using that ring post as he bounces his skull with a sickening thud. He bounces his skull off of it there. And now Nakamura may be in a world of hurt here, going for the cover. 1, 2, he could have him here, but no, he gets the shoulder up. As Shinsuke, he's trying to get back to his feet after Robert Roode has immediately dominated him throughout the entire course of this matchup. But there you see, it's that massive ego of Robert Roode being put on display. The glorious chant. Before taking him down with a suplex. And you gotta think Roderick Strong, of course, the current United States Champion. The man who Nakamura lost his title to at WrestleMania. Is perhaps keeping a close eye on this one, as we saw Nakamura keep a close eye on Strong on the last episode of Raw, watching backstage during his entrance, and perhaps during the rest of that tag team match. However, Nakamura is not looking to share in Strong's loss. Instead, it's Robert Roode, however, perhaps forcing a loss with the Roode bomb, going for the cover. 1, 2, 3, no, and he gets the shoulder up. Okay, Nakamura desperately wants to showcase his own skill, his own talent by beating Robert Roode, but it seems as though it's Roode now who, if he can continue this momentum, may just get the upper hand here, may just get the victory against the former champion. And Roode, ladies and gentlemen, could lead to a... wait a second! Nakamura setting up for, I believe, a Kinshasa out of nowhere, and Robert Roode, with incredible reflexes, seeing the danger. As now, wait a second, he goes for another cover here. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count again. Trying to get a roll-up pinfall attempt. Does the glorious one, as Roode now kicks him in the gut and takes him down with a neck breaker. And the cover again. 1, 2. No, only 2 count there. As Robert Roode, with a lot of quick pinfall attempts, trying to get a victory here against Shinsuke Nakamura by any means necessary. Okay, it's a smart strategy when going up against the King of Strong Style, but there you see Robert Roode goes for a kick to the gut, and Nakamura's not having it as he hits him with a forearm. A bit slow on the forearm, but nonetheless, he connects with it. And he connects with a few more strikes as he charges towards him here. No, wait a second. He picks up Robert Roode, and Roode is not in a good predicament as he gets a brutal knee to the abdomen. And Nakamura now, 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. Nakamura with a brutal knee to the abdomen of Robert Roode, and perhaps this could be his moment to get a bit of a comeback here. As now he waits for him to get up, but there you see a bit too slow that time with the forearm strike. However, now it's Robert Roode with a few more strikes in his own right, trying to fight back here as Nakamura slams him down and connects. As Nakamura now, he stands in the corner. He waits for him to get up. Can Sasha connecting? 1, 2, 3, and Shinsuke Nakamura gets the job done. 1 Kin Sasha is all you need. However, Robert Roode, I will admit, for his first match on Monday Night Raw, did a very good job. Okay, I'll say throughout about 75% of that matchup, he dominated Nakamura, but I don't think Roode has ever felt the pain, the force of a Kin Sasha, and I don't think he plans on feeling that pain again. As now, wait a second. I mentioned him earlier, Roderick Strong apparently has something to say. Well, what an announcement by Roderick Strong, as on the next episode of Raw, Shinsuke Nakamura will be challenging Roderick Strong for the United States title. It's a WrestleMania rematch, ladies and gentlemen, and I can't... Hold on, wait a second, hold on, I'm being told something's happening backstage as Nakamura... Oh, wait a second! Jimmy Uso's going after Pete Dunne! Oh, and now Jay as well on Tyler Bates! British Strong Style! The Raw Tag Team Champions are getting attacked here by the Uso Brothers, but you see Pete Dunne trying to battle back, but instead... Oh, God! As Tyler now gets sent into those production crates I'm not too sure what to say as a lariat connects, and now, oh God! Pete Dunne just gets launched into the wall there, as Jey Uso goes after Tyler Bate with a super kick. Well, we already saw an attack earlier on involving Io Shirai and Toni Storm. I didn't want to see another one, as the Usos have decided to attack the Raw Tag Team Champions. However, the crowd, ladies and gentlemen, still seem to be enjoying the action, still seem to be enjoying, of course, the Adam Cole Baby chants. As the Universal Champion himself, Adam Cole, is looking to walk down to that ring and have something to say. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm a bit flustered here, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy and Jay just attacked Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Okay, of course, Dunne and Bate are the Raw Tag Team Champions. British Strong style. And I am being told right now that they are being attended to. Okay, the medical staff backstage are attending to Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. However, ladies and gentlemen, there you see the Universal Champion, Adam Cole, who I've stated over the course of the show apparently has something to say here. So what exactly does he have to say? And it seems as though it's been made official. The Beast versus the Champion, Adam Cole versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal title. And I can't wait to see if Adam Cole has perhaps made a mistake by accepting to this matchup. However, ladies and gentlemen, I want to turn your attention to what's going to be happening on the next episode of Monday Night Raw. Following their attack earlier tonight, the Usos will be looking to explain why they decided to target the current Raw Tag Team Champions. However, that's not all. Speaking of champions, on the next episode of Raw, the United States title will be on the line. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Roderick Strong. Will Nakamura be able to regain that title, or will Roderick Strong repeat history by defeating Shinsuke once again? However, now, let me turn your attention over to the Raw Women's Champion, as Asuka looks to go one-on-one with that woman right there standing to the right of Bayley, Sasha Banks. Okay, these two women made headlines on the last episode of Raw by attacking Asuka following her match with Dakota Kai. Okay, Asuka already walking into that matchup not 100%. Her ribs badly injured following her match against Nia Jax at WrestleMania, yet nonetheless, Asuka got the job done. However, she couldn't particularly celebrate that victory for long, as these two decided to poke their nose into Asuka's business, decided to come out here and attack the champion. So tonight, in our main event of the evening, we're going to find out if Sasha Banks will be able to defeat the seemingly unstoppable Asuka. Or will Asuka get her revenge following that attack? Okay, we've been talking about it all night, ladies and gentlemen. Asuka versus Sasha Banks. This could end up becoming an intense and groundbreaking matchup. However, you also have to remember this. Asuka is still not 100%. Okay, still. Following the attack on the last episode of Raw, following the brutal affair between herself and Nia Jax, Asuka's ribs are still badly hurt. They're still badly hurt. And considering she's the Raw Women's Champion, she looks to hide that fact during her entrance by wearing the title over those taped ribs. Okay, trying to perhaps show Sasha Banks that she doesn't care that she's hurt. She's coming in here as the champion, and that's what matters. Okay, this is the main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sure, it's not for the title, like our next episode of Raw's main event will be. However, I'll tell you this. Asuka, she's going to be in for a fight against Sasha Banks nonetheless, because Sasha knows if she can somehow beat Asuka, then maybe, just maybe, that could get her one step closer to a championship shot. As Sasha Banks immediately charges towards Asuka, and immediately the bell rings and Sasha Banks drops Asuka right onto her knee, right to the oh my god, right in the stomach. And the midsection of Asuka immediately becoming a focal point in this matchup. Okay, at least with her match against Dakota Kai had more respect for Asuka to not just immediately go after the clearly injured midsection. However, right now, Asuka is going up against somebody who has a large lack of respect for anybody on the roster that's not named Bayley, as Bayley watches on the outside. Sasha tries to kick her damn head off. And now again, Sasha Banks in the stomach. Some would perhaps call this an intelligent strategy by Sasha Banks. Okay, go after the injury. However, some would call it disrespectful, and I am one in that camp. I like to think that, a lot of those wrestlers in the back have a lot more respect than Sasha Banks and Bayley, but you're seeing right now that Sasha doesn't give a damn as she's going after the midsection again. Oh my god. Okay, I've said it time and time before, Asuka, undeniably one of my favorites here in the Raw Women's Division, but right now she may not be one of my favorites for long, as Sasha perhaps looks to seriously injure that midsection, hitting her with a backstabber, and Asuka tries to roll out of the ring, tries to gain any sort of space between herself and Sasha Banks, and instead she gets brought back in with a neckbreaker. And the cover now, 1, 2. Oh, come on. And Sasha, come on, absolutely ridiculous. Just deciding to let go of the pin, just toying with the champion. And oh, come on, no. Oh! And now the cover 1. Yeah, it's about what I expected. This is absolutely ridiculous at this point. Okay, Asuka clearly, having a large target on her midsection. And Asuka is feeling Sasha just absolutely exploit that fact. As Sasha, there you see, just taunts the crowd again. Okay, the confidence, the swagger of Sasha Banks, ladies and gentlemen, is one of her defining character traits. She calls herself the boss for a reason. And it's because she feels that she is the top of any women's division. But wait a second, Asuka gets back to her feet, charges towards her with a dropkick, and Sasha Banks pushes her down. And Asuka now with the clothesline, and another one for good measure. And Asuka, super kick there. Asuka finally getting in some offense. 1. No, only a 1 count, but Asuka finally gets in a punch or 2 on Sasha Banks. the champion, showing the world why she is a very difficult opponent. But as you can see, Sasha Banks, oh, connects with a stomp, and right back with those violent tendencies. Okay, Sasha Banks just goes right back, ladies and gentlemen, to the midsection, to the chest. Okay, Asuka was not coming into this one 100% at all. However, Sasha Banks, ladies and gentlemen, wait a second. Perhaps she may tap out here. Asuka trying her best to fight back. She's got the arm. Trying to rip the damn arm off of Sasha Banks. If it means this non-stop onslaught can finally be put to rest, as Sasha Banks goes for a kick to the stomach, and Asuka with a few kicks in her own right, this time to Sasha Banks in the corner. As now, oh, Asuka takes her down. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I can't deny it. I feel something that I haven't felt for a very long time for Asuka. Okay, sure, she may have felt like an underdog walking into WrestleMania, but before that, she was the absolute top dog here on Monday Night Raw. And Sasha Banks looks to perhaps take her spot here. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count following the neck breaker. Okay, Asuka has been a very dominant competitor throughout her entire career. However, tonight it seems as though she is the underdog. Okay, she's not 100%. She's walking into this one hurt. And Sasha Banks looks to just keep on exploiting it as she bounces her skull right off the top turnbuckle. And Sasha Banks now just talks a bit more smack. Asuka tries to get out of the corner, and Sasha Banks just like that. Oh God, looks to regain control of the corner. 1, 2, 3, no, and she kicks out. Oh my God. And Asuka trying to fight back here, trying to battle through the pain. Oh, with a kick to the skull. In the cover now. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count, but Sasha Banks just driving her knees through the gut of Asuka. And yet Asuka somehow kicks out. Okay, this is the main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Asuka, not 100%. Sasha Banks continues to try and exploit that fact for her own gain here. And Asuka still is proven to be a very difficult opponent as Sasha goes for a kick to the stomach once again. Asuka, however, throws her into the corner, sees this perhaps as an opportunity. Okay, Asuka, that heart, that determination, that need for a win here tonight, perhaps may just be enough to gain her a victory here. As now Asuka, wait a second, Asuka on the top, superplex there! Superplex there, both women crashing into the mat. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count, but Asuka, I mean, I would usually call her an intelligent competitor. Okay, a hard striker indeed, but I would not say that was a very intelligent maneuver. Okay, Asuka with the superplex. Okay, she as well flew off the top turnbuckle as well to connect with that superplex, landing on her back. As Sasha, oh wait a second, Sasha goes for a neck breaker. Asuka, oh, must be in a world of pain, and I have to say it right now. That superplex, wait a second, that superplex may not have been a smart strategy, or perhaps it was. Perhaps Asuka was thinking in the long term, as she's got her here. She's got her in the Asuka lock. Asuka finally has the pendulum swung in her favor here, and now perhaps Sasha will tap. The Asuka lock has been locked in for such a long time now. However, Sasha Banks gets out of it. However, now I believe Sasha Banks may be in desperation mode as Asuka tries to continue the fight. Asuka connects with a superplex. Connects with an Asuka lock, but Sasha Banks, ladies and gentlemen, connects with a few more strikes. The clotheslines, the heel kick, and now another kick to the stomach. Oh, and another neck breaker connecting this time. 1, 2, no, and Asuka! Asuka again? Asuka again is fighting, is kicking out, is trying her damnedest, is doing everything in her power to fight this uphill battle. And Sasha again with the kicks to the midsection. The kicks to the ribs. Those injured ribs, those taped up ribs of Asuka. Yet Asuka nonetheless is trying to fight. She's the champion for a reason. She's trying her damnedest to continue the pressure. Over there you see Sasha Banks with the forearms right to the lower back. Oh, wait a second, seems to have something in mind here. Asuka. Asuka. Oh, no. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, and Sasha Banks wins after just driving her knees through the stomach, through the ribs of Asuka. Okay, we saw it earlier. She had Asuka propped on the middle turnbuckle, on the middle rope, and that was devastating in its own right. I didn't think Sasha Banks would look to top it by going to the top turnbuckle, and Asuka off the top rope just being dropped down with a nasty spill. Okay, the knees being driven into Asuka as you see in the replay. Absolute. Oh, come on. Okay, absolutely devastating, but by Sasha Banks. And well, if you've seen Bayley's time on SmackDown, Bayley and Sasha's time on SmackDown, you had to think this was happening. Come on. You had to think that this was at least somewhat in the plans for Bayley and Sasha. This is absolutely, without question, unwarranted. Okay, Asuka, she tried her damnedest. Okay, she proved to me at least why she's the champion. But Sasha, no, Sasha, and again driving her into the mat with those brutal knees, and now the steel chair shots again. Bayley over and over again. This is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, I don't necessarily love to use expletives in my commentary, but this is, without a doubt, absolute bullshit. Okay, Asuka proved to the world why she is a fighting champion, and Bayley, proving why she was SmackDown Women's Champion due to this violent nature. And well, Bayley, I guess, deciding to send a message due to this unneeded attack in our main event. Asuka, she's the Raw Women's Champion, and she proved it here tonight. She proved why that's the case here tonight, but perhaps Sasha and Bayley, this combined force, may just lead this women's division. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. Good night, everyone.